Terrifier 2 is finally coming to streaming. Let's get into it.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking a little bit about Mr. Art the Clown and when he's coming to Screambox sometime real soon. Before we get into all of that though, if you guys can like this video and subscribe, Jake would greatly appreciate that over here. Alright, so real quickly before we talk about the Screambox release date, I also want to talk a little bit about how Terrifier 2 is simply unstoppable. This is an indie horror force of nature, and this is truly something impressive. We are witnessing horror history here. In the words of Brad Miska, I thought I had seen it all. The Blair Witch Project, Hostel, Saw, Paranormal Activity, Insidious, The Conjuring, you name it, I've covered it from inception to its release. And yet, in the 20 plus years of Bloody Disgusting, I have never quite seen anything like what is happening with Terrifier 2. Brad, I am right there with you, man. This is completely bonkers and insane. This movie has made more than 10 times its budget, which is unheard of for indie slasher flicks like this. In fact, the Cinedyne Bloody Disgusting Screambox Gross Out Ultra Slasher has actually ballooned plus 84% this weekend, pulling in an estimated 1.8 million for a new total of 5.2 million. To put that into perspective, that comes down to $2,511 per theater. And as you have probably already seen, it's coming to 1,000 plus more theaters this weekend for Halloween, as well as Screambox on Halloween. So if you're still not able to watch this thing in the theaters, you will be able to watch it on streaming on Screambox this Halloween, which is next Monday. If you're unfamiliar with Screambox 2, it's like this streaming service very similar to Shudder. It's got like originals, a bunch of other horror movies on there. It's basically just a horror-focused streaming service, and that's where Terrifier 2 is going to live. Unless maybe you got the Blu-ray recently, or the Steelbook even, which let me tell you is pretty dope, and I'm really happy they used the creepy duck art poster on the cover. And on the back, you also have art with the fucking glasses. Let's go, dude. This is like the coolest Steelbook ever. So now after going way above and beyond, it's still going to be making more money this holiday weekend, which is just so super fucking exciting. And even if you weren't that big of a fan of Terrifier 2, you have to admit this is a huge deal for indie horror. Now a bunch of creatives are going to be able to, have their vision exactly how they want it and put it out in theaters that way. It's really paving the way for a lot more indie creators to have their movies up on the big screen. This is a huge deal, and it is so unbelievably exciting. Rutro partner, we also have some news for The Nun 2. Valak or Valak returns in The Nun 2, directed by Michael Chaves or Michael Chavez. I am terrible at pronouncing things if you can't tell already. And Deadline brings us some more casting news today with the announcement that Anna Popplewell from the Chronicles of Narnia franchise and Caitlin Rose Downey from Clean Sweep have joined the cast of the James Wan produced sequel, which is filming right now. Tessa Farmiga will be back as Sister Irene, as well as the super iconic Bonnie Aarons as the demonic nun known as only Valak? As I reported on recently too, Storm Reed from Euphoria will also be joining the cast as well. The Nun 2 arrives in theaters on September 8th of next year, which is really exciting. I'm down to check this one out. I wasn't huge on the big one, but once again, I love me some Bonnie Aarons creature flicks. Akela Cooper, who wrote the breakout script for Malignant, is also writing the script for this one as well, so I got my eyes on it. I feel like this one's gonna be even crazier than the last one. The plot synopsis for The Nun 2 reads, 1956, France. A priest is murdered. An evil is spreading. The sequel to the worldwide smash hit The Nun follows Sister Irene as she once again comes face to face with the demonic force Valak, the demon nun. Murder! 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 Honestly, I'm more excited for The Nun 2 than I was for the first one, just because once again, Akela Cooper is writing the script here, and I really liked Malignant from last year. I'm really excited to see what else she can do, what other things she can write outside of her comfort zone, especially with this flick. It's going to be an interesting one to say the least. Everything about this is insane and unprecedented, but what do you guys think about Terrifier 2 being in theaters for yet another week and going to Screambox this Halloween? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this new Terrifier 2 update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content in the future. Also, if you want to support this channel further, you can support me on Patreon or become a channel member by clicking that join button on my page. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.